Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So you might have noticed that I've actually been on a little break. I haven't posted over the last 2 weeks because I took a break from my PhD and took some time off. With that, I also took time off of YouTube because, quite frankly, everything was just getting a bit too much. I've taken a break for myself. Last week I actually went to Edinburgh, which was lovely. I went with my partner. We were there for 3 days. We went to the zoo and saw all the animals. We ate lovely food and we just enjoyed ourselves, and I managed to switch off a little bit for a week, but now we're back to it. I'm still off in the sense of that I'm not going into the lab this week, but I am, however, experiencing a very exciting day today. It's an exciting day, but it's also a very nerve-wracking day, but I am presenting at my first conference. So you might have remembered a couple of videos back, I said I was presenting at the European Conference of Marine Natural Products, and the day has come where I'm actually presenting my work. So the conference has already started. We're actually in the middle of a presentation just now, but it's something that's not so relevant to my work, so that's the good thing of virtual conferences. You can just kind of tune in and out when you want. And my presentation just so happens to be the second last presentation of the day. So the conference started at 8 AM this morning. It'll finish around 5 o'clock, I think, and my slot to present is at 4:15. So as you can imagine, I've been sitting here trying to focus on the presentations, but at the same time I am scared to present. I've been sitting here just nervous all day, just waiting for my turn to present. However, this is really exciting because this is my first actual presentation that I have been chosen to present at, so it's a big day and I am actually excited to present and to hear the feedback from the audience and hear if anyone has any exciting questions. I did get some questions over on my Instagram about how you can get involved with conferences, how you find out about conferences. So this conference was actually circulated around our department and around our lab group, so typically our supervisors will circulate an email when they find out about conferences, but if you tune in on Twitter and you know a few people on there, then often people will retweet when there's exciting conferences going on. If you're not part of a PhD program, I think it can be slightly more difficult to find out when these conferences are happening. I know when I was an undergraduate, I didn't really attend conferences. It wasn't until I started my PhD and I was in a lab group that I even knew what conferences were available. Another way to access conferences is to become a member of the Royal Society of Chemistry, if chemistry is your field, or maybe any association with the type of science or area that you study in. And through these associations you can find out about the new events that are happening and how to participate in them. Typically for a conference, if you want to present, you have to submit something called an abstract. So if you've ever read a scientific paper, you'll know that an abstract is a short blurb at the top of the paper which gives like a summary of the paper and a brief explanation of the results. So when you want to present at a conference, whether it's a poster or whether it's a presentation, you have to also submit a short extract like that, sometimes with a picture, sometimes not with a picture, but the applications for different conferences vary from conference to conference. At the same time, if you're interested in a conference and the theme of the conference, you don't actually have to present in order to be at the conference. You can apply just to be an attendee, so you can apply not to present, but just to attend the conference and watch all of the presentations. Some conferences cost money, some conferences don't cost money, so it very much again depends from conference to conference. Some of them are online because, well, due to the current circumstances, for like the last year and a bit, they've all been online. But in normal times, going to conferences in different countries is just part of the fun of a PhD, so hopefully soon they will resume. I hope for the people that were querying how conferences work and what the process is, I hope that's helped to clear that up. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the conference now. I am going to chat a little bit later about why I took a break and why I think it's important to take a break, because it's a really, really important topic and we often don't take breaks enough. So I'll speak about that later on, but for now, I'm going to get back to the conference. I'm going to try and stay calm until I have to present, so I'll tune in with you later.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We are now live.
Its defensive chemical weapon, also this nuclear turned out to represent an effective.
Up next.
The
So many people.
then
Fingers crossed it goes well. Pray for me, guys. I'm like, I'm a bit nervous. I got dry mouth going on. Speak to you after. Da, 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 da. I am finished. I have finished my presentation. I'm a bit sweaty now. My mouth is dry. But thank goodness that is over. No, I actually enjoyed it. I had a lot of nice questions, which was good. A lot of interest from the audience, which is always nice after you do a presentation. So yes, first conference completed. Now I'm going to listen to the last talk, and I am then going to get ready and go out for dinner. Woo! Celebrations in order.
Conference day 2, I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm tuning in from bed. The perks of virtual conferences. Can tune in from bed.
Hello friends, so the last clip that I believe you would have seen was me tuning in at 8:30 this morning to the conference day 2 from bed. The reality of that was that I tuned in for 5 minutes, decided that I did not have the mental capability and I was far too tired to tune in, so I actually went back to sleep. Again, the good thing about virtual conferences is that most of the sessions are actually recorded for you to watch later on, which means that even though I'm not there today and can't ask questions, I can still catch up on the presentations later. Apologies if you can hear the roadworks outside. They're trying to put fibre optic cables, I think, in my street so we can get fast internet finally. So they're making quite a lot of noise, so hopefully you can't hear that too much. Yeah, but I wanted to just jump on and have a little chat about this break that I'm having from my PhD. So this week ideally would have been a break also, but the timing was completely off that I got accepted to this conference, which I did not think I was going to get accepted to. So it meant that my second week of holiday, which is supposed to be this week, has been interrupted by this conference. Even though I'm not going into the lab at all this week, just trying to tune into this conference has actually been very difficult. I am still not finding that I'm in the work mindset yet. So I'm not really feeling in the mood or in the zone to tune into this conference at all. Of course, I had to present yesterday and that was fine, but even while waiting to present, I was finding it so difficult to get in that kind of work mindset and to focus on the presentations that everyone was doing. The way I felt when I woke up this morning, and I really just did not have the energy to listen to the conference, I think that's a big sign that I'm just not ready to return to my PhD work yet, and I'm maybe forcing things a little bit too much. Aside from feeling just mentally and physically drained from working in the lab constantly and constantly just thinking about my PhD, and I haven't had a proper break for a very long time. Okay, yes, I've taken like a few days here and there, but I've not taken a solid maybe 2 weeks off, which I would usually do in order to enjoy a nice sunny holiday abroad. And of course, not to mention all of this rubbish pandemic stuff that's going on as well. I am just feeling very, very drained. Ideally, because of my timescales and everything, I would like to get back to the lab next Monday. Again, we're going to see how I feel this week, see if I manage to get enough rest, and we'll see on Sunday evening if I'm feeling energized and motivated to go back to the lab. If anything, I just want this video to be a little exhibition of it's okay to not want to do your PhD. Okay, I don't mean to not do your PhD, but I mean at this moment in time, it's okay for me to be feeling like this, that I don't want to do it. I think it's just a clear indication that I really need some solid time off. If you think about it, in a proper job, you would have like at least a month of holidays that people would take off in order to not get to this point of feeling crap. And I don't know why we treat our PhDs like we have to just work all the time and we can't take time off. Like the grand scheme of things, the total amount of time that we have for our PhDs, that should be enough time to get our PhD done with still managing to take an adequate amount of holidays in order to keep ourselves healthy, essentially. Besides my PhD stuff, there's quite like a lot of other things going on in the background also, which I'm not going to get into. So I think just with everything happening, I've got to this point of just being like, I'm not one to like be too negative on my channel. I usually try to keep things positive and upbeat, but I just want to also keep things real and yeah, I think it helps to know what other people are going through, and to know that people do take breaks as well, so maybe I can encourage someone to take a break. A PhD is a roller coaster. It's got its ups and downs, as with any job, and I just hope I can be here and be relatable for anyone else that's maybe going through a similar thing of just really not feeling that passion for the PhD at the moment. But yeah, all of that being said, I hope my passion returns soon. I hope over this next week I manage to get some proper rest, because of course on my time off last week I took a trip to Edinburgh, so as fun as that was, of course it's not really proper rest because you're doing things, you're eating a lot, you're maybe having some drinks as I was doing. So I'm going to try and take this week to do things I enjoy. I'll tune into the conference tomorrow if I have the capability to do so. I'm going to try my best to try and tune in tomorrow. If not, I will catch up at a later point. And for the rest of the week, I'm just going to do things that I want to do and try and relax and try and re-energize before I maybe return to the lab on Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know this video was a bit of a weird one, I guess. In a way, it's just an honest account of what's going on at the moment. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!